Hey, my name is Pamela Grace without the space, and I thought that I would start chronicling my quest uh, to keto or of keto. And so I have been working at this for 8 weeks now, and so I thought, it'd be nice to add another voice to all the other videos that are out there. I like to lift. I've liked to lift for quite some time, ever since I was in junior high, and it's just hard for me to find women who are lifting while they're on the ketogenic lifestyle. And so I thought, if they are out there, like I would love for you guys to point me in their direction. But just because it's not the overwhelming, existence right now, I thought I'd be a part of that. So I really wanted to just take today to kind of give a background for me as far as what it's looked like to be in ketosis and try out ketosis. This is actually my second, round of trying this out. I actually started this probably at the beginning of last year. So yeah, January 2015. I had a coworker that, she said she lost 60 pounds and she had, a support group for people that were doing or were having weight loss like she was. And she invited me to basically one of their meetings. And basically it's called Ideal Protein. And I hadn't heard of it before, but it was really interesting to see and hear their presentation just about how, if your body is taking in too many carbs, you're not able to really process. And for some people, and it can vary for both heavy set people as well as skinny folks. They can take in so many carbs, which triggers insulin production. And insulin production is a good thing because it helps bring down the sugar floating around in your blood. But for people who eat too much of it and have that emotional relationship with food, that aren't moderating that kind of intake but just eating it basically whenever and however, that insulin isn't as effective. Insulin isn't a bad thing, but when you've kind of abused it, that's when it becomes, it's not even that it's a bad thing, it's just not effective at its job. And so then you end up with big old fat stores in the midsection and all that good stuff, all that not so good stuff. But she talked about how, Ideal Protein was meant to really help bring down that insulin production so that your body could be in fat burning mode. Their approach to it, of course, was, you had to buy their foods, which I like to call them astronaut food. It had little packages, and some of them tasted pretty okay. I really liked their orange cream bars. They tasted like waffle cones, but flavored like orange. Oh, and they had lemon ones. But usually they said that it's appropriate protein, or the amount that you need. But it was also mixed with all kinds of stuff. Like it was mixed with sucralose. It was mixed with other, chemicals that I wasn't familiar with. And so, I did it for about 2, maybe 3 weeks before I started feeling uneasy. One, because it was just so costly. They have their own line of supplements and their own line of food. And so basically, depending on where your weight was, you were to eat, 3 to 4 of their prepackaged things that sometimes you just add water and it like their eggs, you just add water and it blew up. Really interesting. But then you eat just one meal at the end of the day, and it's usually a very vegetable heavy, moderate protein meal. So I'd have an 8-ounce piece of chicken with 2 cups of broccoli or something like that. And they were really big about eating a lot of lettuce. And I hate lettuce. I hate salad. That is not my thing. I'll do a lettuce wrap before I just chomp at the bit at some lettuce with a fork. I don't know what it is about lettuce and salad that just is a turnoff for me. but it just is. So what I would do is I would blend lettuce and cucumber and with some lemon and some stevia, which actually wouldn't be a bad idea to incorporate a little bit more now. But that's kind of how I went through it. 3 packets of their stuff mixed with 1 or 2 shakes of cucumber, lettuce, lemon juice, and stevia. And then at the end of the day, um, a meal. And, they said the same things that I know now, which is drinking lots of water and ingesting their line of products, supplements. So they have their own thing of potassium, their own thing of fat, like omega-3 fat pills. I think they had some magnesium as well. And there's just a lot, And, I might have done well with that if I didn't get freaked out about how people have lost so much weight doing that kind of a thing, but either have gallbladder issues or other medical issues. The main thing was gallbladder. Like, I've read about several people who have gallbladder stones, and because I don't know what the reasoning is, but then they have to end up taking their gallbladder out. And I was like, no, thank you. I do not want that in my life. So, and, it was a low-calorie diet as well. I think it was anywhere from 12 to 400 calories a day, which I think is partly why the body responded so much that way. But I just got nervous about it, and it was burning a hole in my pocket, and I had to drive all the way up to Broomfield because they encourage you to come to their meetings, or actually come to their chiropractic location to get weighed every week. And it's just like, dude, I don't need to be driving like 30 minutes there and back just to get weighed. And I don't need to be spending all this money. So I just was like, forget this. And it took me about a year of trying other things. Like, I've tried if it fits my macros. I've tried paleo. I actually lost 15 pounds on paleo, but stayed at that loss. And I think part of my experience with that was just I didn't see enough results, and so I might have jumped the ship too soon. But honestly, I think where paleo got me was the carbs. Yes, you can eat high fat. Yes, you can eat moderate protein. But the fact that you can eat sweet potatoes, and technically you're not really supposed to eat rice, but because brown rice, according to the paleo community, has anti-nutrients, it was better to eat white rice than brown rice. So if I wanted to eat some rice, I would usually eat jasmine Thai rice. And then of course you can have you can have fruit. And I think, especially since I've been doing this for 8 weeks now with the keto way, I have a feeling that just being exposed and allowed to that carb intake really has opened me up to different kind of cravings and the inability really for moderation. Like, I know that for a lot of people, they're just so confident in, oh, just eat that in moderation. Oh, it's okay. Everybody can do that. No, not everybody can do that. I am one of those people that unless I cut things out, unless I cut it out for a significant amount of time, there is no such thing as moderation. And so being a part of that whole paleo thing, which was great, off the top, I felt pretty good on it. It just had too much room for error, I guess, for me. So for all of you out there who use paleo and have had great results, awesome. I applaud you. I applaud your self-control with those carbs. But yeah, different things work for different people. And I've really just come to that understanding now.